Servers work hard. They also have tales. Welcome to this episode of Tales from Your Server. Our first tale is from DogSad5921. So, for context, it's pretty slow this morning. About 4 total tables in the restaurant when I get sat with this younger man. He's carrying a box of stuff that he sits down next to him in the booth. I walk up, do my normal, "Hi, how are you doing today?" He says he's not doing great. His wife is meeting him here to pick up what's left of her stuff and gestures to the box and tells me they're getting a divorce. I am obviously stunned. I tell him that I'm so sorry. In my head, I'm wondering why they would choose to come to a restaurant to do this instead of, say, a Walmart parking lot, but okay. Anyway, fast forward, the ex-wife joins him, and of course, the entire staff is watching because what else is there to do? The conversation starts to get heated, but I notice the wife is still remaining weirdly calm. We overhear that the man has been cheating, hence the divorce, and he clearly says, "And this is why I had to go outside of our relationship, because you act like this." Then, the wife stands up, looks him right in the eye, and says, "Tell Daryl that I had an amazing time last night and I'd like to do it again sometime." His eyes nearly pop out of his head as she walks away. I walk up and ask if he's okay and if I can get him anything. There's prolonged silence. He looks up at me and says, "No, I'm not fucking okay. Daryl is my father." I nearly shit myself. I literally had to walk away. I didn't know what to say. It's been 4 hours and I'm still replaying this in my head. Edit. Now I understand why people do these sorts of things in public, to avoid any violent situations. And if this has ever been you, I'm glad you're okay. And if you ever need to sit in my section and have this conversation and feel safe, I would be honored. Treat others the way you want to be treated, and in this case, clearly the husband wasn't treating his wife the way he wanted her to treat him, hence the fact that Daryl ended up having a piece of the wife. This next tale is by dburns590. So, there's this super annoying and rude couple at the restaurant, right? They finally finished eating, thank God, and the wife is standing by the door, arms crossed, waiting for her husband, who's apparently taking forever in the bathroom. After a few solid minutes, he strolls out, looking way too refreshed, and says, totally straight-faced, "It's so nice you guys have a bidet." We're all standing there, blinking in confusion, but chuckle politely like, "Oh, cool." But this guy, he doubles down. He launches into this whole TED talk about how on the East Coast, bidets are everywhere, and how it's always so refreshing to find one. That's when it hits us. This man, this legend, straight up grabbed the hose we used to clean the floors, the one connected to the tank, and hosed down his butt in our bathroom. We're trying not to lose it as he's over here beaming like he just discovered plumbing. Meanwhile, I'm mentally drafting the "do not use as bidet" sign for the hose. I honestly don't even know how you could fuck that up so bad, but apparently this guy wanted his asshole cleaned that badly that he'd do whatever it took. This next tale is from Bored Out of My Mind. This happened a few years ago, pre-COVID. She was eating out with her special needs son, was probably mid-40s, her in her 70s, on a Saturday afternoon. She ordered an alcoholic beverage. I think it was a vodka cranberry. I forget exactly. I remember thinking, right on, Grandma, because she ordered a 10-ounce steak medium rare and her son a full rack of ribs. She was a sassy thing. Then she disappeared for what seemed like forever. I was actually very busy, having been triple sat, but everything was going smoothly, so it didn't even register in my brain until later. Another server was in the dish pit asking people if they had pants. I was like, what the fuck? But didn't really get to ask about it. There was just so many people in the kitchen, and the restaurant was actually incredibly full, and I needed to box up my old biddies to-go desserts she ordered. So I take it back to her table, ponder for a second. Huh? She's still not back yet. Then suddenly my thoughts were interrupted with, Joel, come on, Joel, let's go, get all the stuff, let's go. And this sweet old lady is walking from the bathroom with no pants on, no shoes on, toilet paper still wedged in between her cheeks, and two women chasing after her with her shoes. I grabbed her purse, and Joel grabs their food, and we trail behind her. The entire dining room was full. We had at least 4 families waiting to be sat, and apparently a parking lot that was not empty. Poor Joel. He covered his eyes and kept saying, "Oh my, oh no!" In the car, he says something along the lines of, "This is fine, it's okay." And she was not ready to be calmed. "I shit myself, Joel!" It was everywhere. It took them nearly an hour to clean the bathroom. I went in there and the smell hit me like a brick. Apparently, she had an explosion at some point and realized her pants were no longer an option. She got the attention of the woman in the next stall, who told her server, who in told turned the managers. They decided the best course of action was to drive to Walmart and buy her a pair of pants. I guess she decided they were taking too long and took matters into her own hands. It was an interesting day. I feel absolutely terrible for this elderly woman. That's gotta be such a shitty situation to be in, and yes, there is pun intended, but in reality, it's gotta fucking suck. I hope after all this, though, she had a better day. And our final tale is by NoFix476. Full disclosure, I'm not a server, but the owner, general manager. Yesterday, a couple came in just before the dinner rush arrived. The woman was being difficult from the moment they arrived. They order food and the woman gets upset when it's all brought out at the same time. Apparently she wanted the soup first, then the basket of fries and other appetizer they ordered. Alright, that's not the end of the world. It had gotten busy, so we were able to use the food items to sell other tickets up at the moment. Then approximately 20 minutes later, I brought out their remade appetizer and fries. Before I even had the chance to set the food down on the table, the woman was irritated. She insisted the food was not hot and had been sitting back there. I assured her it had not been. I watched and instructed the kitchen crew to remake the items. They're hot. She then stuck her fingers in the food and said, "See, it's not hot. It's warm, but it's not sizzling." Ma'am, I assure you these items were made moments ago for you. They are fresh. She insisted on having them remade, and that's when I lost it. I told her if she wanted me to toss this perfectly good food and get her another order, she will be paying for it. She then asked me where I get off, thinking I could speak to her that way. She said she had a stressful day and was wanting to go out to eat to relax. My response was, well, I'm actually the owner. I don't care how stressful or difficult your day was. It gives you no right to walk in here, be disrespectful to my staff, and then to me. We remade the food. Again. I dropped it off at the table and she barely ate any of it, but did thank me that it was hot. When their poor server swung by to ask how the appetizers were, I guess the woman told her, the husband, I guess, is acting like he is embarrassed of me, but he knows I'm right. Anyways, they did pay for it all like I told them they had to, and their server still got a 20% tip. I'm now patiently waiting to see if she leaves a review. Getting to snap back at someone felt good, but not something I do often at all. Sometimes people like this Karen need to be snapped back at though, and the fact that her husband was clearly embarrassed, hell if I was with her I would be too. I'd be questioning why I decided to spend the rest of my life with somebody like that, but then again that's just me. And here's some bloopers. Apparently she had an explosion at some point and realized her pants were no longer an option. Okay. It was everywhere. It took them nearly... What the fuck was it on the ceiling? Oh, fuck. It was everywhere. It took them nearly an hour. Holy shit. Was it a shit cascade? Goddamn. It was everywhere. It took them nearly an hour to clean the bathroom. I went in there and the smell Oh my god, what the fuck? It was everywhere. It took them nearly an hour to clean the bathroom. I went in there and the smell hit me like a brick. Apparently, apparently she had an explosion at some point. Oh, fuck. Alright, that's enough tales for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Tales from Your Server. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.